Hi there. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is with you there, but it's afternoon here. So I just listened to a testimony there, and it made me think of the guy was talking about how God was good to him, saved him from a bit of trouble, big bit of trouble actually. And it made me think of the time back in probably 1999 or 2000 thereabouts. I was living in Derry, Northern Ireland, and I was living in Diggs, can't think of the Foyle Road or somewhere up there, and I remember the people in the house that was there was no one left, they were all gone out or something. So I was there thinking about things, and this temptation came that I'd just go out and go around the town or meet people or whatever, drink or something. But then I began to pray to Jesus and walk up and down the hallway, and I said, Lord, I thank you that you're not like, that you're caring, but you would sit with the sinners, but you didn't sin with them. In other words, you didn't get drunk, things like that. So I'm asking you, Lord, to lead me tonight to the worst person in this city. I want to see what you can do with them. So long story short, I finished up there and I went for a walk. I went down and I met a homeless guy called Manny, and he had lots of teeth missing and stuff. Long story short, I just chatting a bit, and then I invited him. I think I met him before, but I invited him anyway to get a burger and stuff. Burger and chips to treat him. So he came with me, and we were chatting, not much of a chat really. He probably was high or drunk or whatever, but he was alright. But then I had this I was very naive. I had this idea, or maybe he'll have a Bible study, so where are you staying, I asked me, and so I'll show you. So he brought me up to this, not too far away from where I was staying myself. It's this old house, and opened the door and went in. It was dark, there was no lights, and we're stepping over bodies, people sleeping. I could hear snoring. Long story short, he pinned me up against the wall in the dark and went to knee me and stuff and hurt me. And he says, he shouted, he said something, shouted to one of the guys there. He says, here, I have a lad here, he's a queer. Just because I was kind and told him God loved him, so he thought I was a queer, but I wasn't. And I said, I'm not a queer, I'm a Christian. But I knew this roar came from the floor in the dark. Get your effing hands off him! And the other fellow, the fellow that had a grip of me, obeyed. He was a strong guy. He obeyed. And then I went over and sat down and was chatting to this other guy, and he says, he started to talk about how he was in jail and he was a hitman for some terrorist group. And he was in jail many times, and he said the Lord appeared to him a few times, or once, something like that. He says, I give life. He used to kill people. He said, I give life and I take it. It's not for you to do that. He said, this is what he said. And I spent the night with him anyway, chatting and stuff, long story short. But it was one of the most peculiar I couldn't thank God enough how he saved me. I was nearly a goner. Not that I had much to steal, but it could have hurt me badly. But thank God. And the chances are he probably was one of the worst people in the city at that time, or whatever, in that particular whatever. And his name was Christy Campbell. So that's just thought I'd let you know. A bit of testimony there. So if you want to do some outreach for Jesus, ask him and he'll open doors. Just be sincere and try and keep away from evil and ask for his help, and you'll be surprised. Now I have a testimony. It's a real testimony, it's not exaggerated. So to God be the glory. Jesus is building his kingdom. So be encouraged, keep reaching out. God bless, Brother James. Bye bye.